Okay, welcome everyone to our Bingo Paint and Sip date night painting. Let's date. Let's do it. Okay, so this is our painting that we're doing today. And you have all your notes that you can review about this painting. But otherwise, if you don't have your notes, we are going to paint it step by step together and come out with this fantastic result. You could do this in a two-person painting, like you could do this side, your date, and your date does this side. You know, you can actually have two canvases, but today we're going to do this all in one and have a great time. So I'm Suzanne from Bingo, and Shay is recording right there. Hey, so why don't we get started with looking at our paints? I had this extra light purple, sorry, but we make light purple out of white and purple. I just put it on my plate, but these are the colors that we will be using today. I mean, of course, you can do a totally different theme, but this is our theme for today. You have your brushes, and we call our brushes from the Goldilocks storyline, Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear, okay? And a nice clean water cup, maybe not so much, but we paint a lot. And then you have your drink of choice. This afternoon, it's tea, but for your date night, use your imagination what you could have for your date night. So shall we get rolling? And we have napkins in case of a slight mess. And let's start. Let's just begin. Okay, Shay, are you ready?
Yeah, we call this painting Romantic Mountains.
Ooh, romantic mountains.
The birds are kind of in a romantic formation.
Yes.
It's romantic colors.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
And this is great. February, so we are all about romance.
Yeah. Okay. So feel the love and let's get at it. We are going to sketch. Okay, so let's sketch our shape of what we're going to be doing. And how we sketch, I like to sketch is with my brush. I don't even bring out a pencil. I'm using my brush, and I'm going to start with my Mama Bear. I'm going to use, I think, a light blue. You can sketch with any of these colors, but I'm going to use a light blue. So I'm going to take this, or actually, I'm just going to use that light purple. Why not, Shay? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, she agrees.
I want to interject that I generally sketch with Baby Bear.
Yeah. Oh, I like the Mama
No,
Bear.
I know.
You know what? See, we have these conversations, and you have these conversations with your date. Whatever works for you on sketching, I don't mind because it has a nice sharp tip.
Yes.
So I can work it this way. So choose which brush. I'd say not Papa Bear. Yeah. Okay, he's kind of stuffy. And first of all, let's start with a horizon line. It's not in the middle. It's just below, let's say, a third. I just want to have a horizon line. It's not a perfect. We just want to have it straight across so you know where your up and your down is going to be from here. Okay, straight across. You can see not a perfect sketch. Just add some more water to your brush if it just keeps losing paint. Water, paint. Okay, and then we want to make our two mountain sets. So this first one on the right hand side is a little higher. It's not a sharp mountain. It's more of a plateau. Kind of comes down. Ooh, steep. It's steep. Exactly. You could like think of it as you're walking to the edge and you take a picture, but be careful on the edge. And then I wrap it right around the side. Okay, so we have that.
Don't take your worst enemy
no
on that mountain.
No. And then we have this second one, and it kind of interjects or what is it? Inter something.
Intertwines?
Yes, intertwines, because we want to talk about romance.
It's romance.
Yeah. So we have two lovely little hills, and then we can make a third. And you decide on, proportion. You want to make it interesting so things are different proportions. They're not all the same. There's these different shapes. They work together. And I can do all my shapes right now. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it up. And this will be our black shape later on, but you can just start to see. And when you sketch, if you want to change, this is the time where you can change if it's too high or too low. You can change things. This is going to dry, so by the time I get to it, I'll be able to paint my colors, and the purple will have nothing to do with any of it. Like I can cover it up, no problem. And also I can do, so this down here, and if you have your notes, I'm going to do a reflection of that sky down below. And what that means is I'm just going to make this kind of, it's almost like the top of a heart. This is almost like a little bit of a heart thing going. there. So that's kind of how we start with. Kind of stand
Right.
back, look at our shapes, and then we can get into our sky right away. So I've sketched it out, take some time. You can pause this recording as we go along. So you have time to kind of, you know.
Can you just show me what's what for 1 sec? Like mountain, lake,
Okay,
land.
sky,
Yeah.
mountain,
Yeah.
mountain, lowland, lowland. This is going to be reflective
Lake.
of that. It's the lake down here. All down here is lake. Okay, all down here is lake. And I've just made these, this is a reflection, say, of this guy. So you know what? This makes me think, okay, I didn't make that little dip. Okay, so I just want to make
And
that
sort of
little
that
dip.
V shape, that's your sky reflection.
Yeah, that's my sky
Awesome. That
reflection.
looks great.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so that's, again, I could just, and you can flip it around if you're trying to remember how to make the reflection. Oh, okay, flip it around. And then we're good to go. Okay, so water, sky. What's in our sky? We start with a very light blue. So when we're not using our brush, we like to put it back in the water, tap it down into the bottom of the cup to release that paint. Because see, it's still sitting there. I've got to release it out of there. Now it's gone. Okay. Put it to the side. It's Papa Bear time, everybody. Bring Papa to the party. Wipe them off. Get a little wet. Wipe them off. And we're going to make light blue. That's a very dark blue. Now, do you think we should start with like a big chunk of blue? No, we start with a little bit of blue, okay? Because it's easier to add more blue than you can't take it away, and you're going to end up like filling your plate with blue. So let's grab some, I see how I grab my white away from my pile, and then I want to make this really light blue.
And if your paint is in pots, just maybe put the white on your plate. The others you could grab from the pots, but the white you want to have a nice line you can pull from to keep it clean.
Great. Now to see this, it's like, this is still not light enough. And instead of me trying to make this lighter, what I like to suggest is just do a smaller pile here with more white. Don't try to keep adding white to this big area. So I can have different, and I just seem to have a lot of blue on that brush. So I'm just trying to make a really light. And what you do is you get right into there. And even if, and I'm just starting to paint this guy, so even if it's kind of dark, I want you to start actually painting in all this light blue. And if it's still, to me, it's too dark, I'm going to add white to this right on the canvas. So I'm just going to empty my brush of this color, of this dark, too dark of a blue. Okay, and we just kind of pass this brush, get calm, settle into your painting, you know, have a little sip of your not paint water, but your drink.
Your champagne.
Your champagne, your Prosecco, your cider. So I've got like, you know, it's kind of dirty, but I've got my white on there, and then I can lighten it up a bit. Okay. Do people say lighten up a bit? This is all you have to do if you want to lighten up in your life. Just add a little white in your sky and you get lighter. Feel lighter. And remember, it is a sky, so you want to have some sky strokes. You know, you don't want to paint up and down for a sky. That just doesn't work. You want to go side to side, like the sky. You see those streaks in the sky, clouds going sideways, floating across. So I just want to get this first coat in there, you know, go around my mountain shapes.
Quite a bit of white in that one too.
There's quite a bit of white. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why it's really nice to keep that white separate on your plate so that you don't accidentally dip a blue filled brush into your white, contaminating it and kind of stuck. Did you have something else, Shay, you were saying?
No, I think just what you were thinking.
Yeah.
You just don't
And-
want to run out
Yeah. You don't want to run out. You don't want to run to the
or
store.
contaminate.
Yes, no contamination. And, you know, paint the sides and the top of your canvas as you progress. And then you don't have to frame these. You can hang them right away, you know, because they look good on the side with this sort of extension of the painting all the way down. So that when I do the next color of the painting, I'm just going to keep wrapping it around. So just keep, and I'll keep reminding you, but double check. Shay will remind me, though she'll remind you. And again, I use this light purple, and even though it's a bit wet, I don't mind having a little light purple in my sky. Who minds a little? And I can reshape my mountain. Like if I didn't like that mountain shape, if I wanted to make it maybe a little sharper, this is the time where you can adjust how you want your mountain to look, okay? If it's higher or lower, I can just sharpen that edge. And this acrylic paint dries fairly quickly, as you can see. And so on the original, this is a bit darker up here and it gets lighter, more cloud, more fluffy, lighter feeling, ethereal. I can add that to mine, more sweeping. And every cloud, every sky that we do is different because, you just turn your head and you've got a different view of sky. So this is the cool part, where every time we do a sunset painting or even with the sky, sometimes I choose to do big fluffy clouds or, sharp, like those high strata clouds or something. So just, and you can do a light touch of the white. You don't want to keep going in and in because then it becomes just blue. So if I wanted to just add some chunks of white, I just let it sit. Like I just take some on my brush.
Finger paint?
If you want to finger paint, what do you use? Those fingers. Exactly. So you can go in there and smush it around, really blend it up very well. Okay. So you can do some blending. I put some here and I just kind of blend. Feels really good, actually. Nice and cool. Beautiful. Yes, beautiful.
That's a little cute.
There we go.
Clouds.
Yeah, cute clouds. And you could do a little bit of pink in your clouds. See that? That is such an amazing red color. You need, I can barely touch it and I've got enough pink.
Yeah,
Look at
so
that.
aggressive.
It's so aggressive. It's great. It's aggressive, but see, and that's just enough
of red to make a light.
Yeah. Again.
Is that Papa Bear you got?
Yeah, still Papa Bear. He still had that white and blue on there, so it's a bit purpley. Yeah, and it just adds oh my God, just adds a really beautiful tinge to the sky. Yeah, again, we're thinking romance, date, hanging out. Yeah, I like it. And back up, back up from your painting because, we tend to be like, oh, get away from it. And you can see it better. And I can rinse my little finger painter in the water. Get real quick. Excellent. Doing so well. Oh my gosh. Moving along. Okay. Again, pause whenever. Come back when you're ready. Finish your sky. Have a chat. Put some music on. Get the theme going. I'm going to do next, if you come back from a little break, I'm going to do this pink mountain. Okay, pin drop of red. All right, that's maybe going to be too much. We'll see. I'm gonna grab some white over here and a little bit of purple. Like if you want it this color, maybe you want it this color, you can add a bit of the purple in there and kind of raspberries it up a little bit. Okay, I'll probably need to mix more. That's not going to be enough, but that just gives me an idea of what that color looks like. I might want to deepen that a little bit. So I can add a little more red.
You got red, white, and purple?
Yeah.
Papa Bear brush.
Yeah.
And if your brush gets dry, give it a little dip in the water.
Thanks, because it is sticky. You can feel it. It gets sticky. That's what it feels like. It's kind of just grabbing rather than flowing. If it's grabbing, don't use it. Add some water. Okay. Just holding my canvas. So wherever you have your canvas, maybe you have an easel, you're propping it up against the wall, propping it up against a box. If you're laying it flat, standing up, sitting down, you might halfway through want to stand up. Art makes you, can make you fit. Moving around the space. And I can do different tones in there. Like if some of this mix gets a little darker, That's all right. Okay. I want to just go, so you can turn your brush and you have this really nice flat edge. There we go. And I'm going right over my purple line because these colors are friends, and I'm going along the edge, right? Filling that in all the way along. So that's my beautiful purple magenta kind of mountain, lilac, whatever
Nice.
description you want to do. Okay, that's that color. I love it. It looks really nice, actually. And I can keep going down here. So I can stick with my Papa Bear, or I can move to Mama Bear. Just depend again on what shape you ended up with, but this is more of a purpley, deeper color. And so I might just stick, I have this puddle here, and I can just add a little more purple to it, if that makes sense. Okay, so we'll just do that. And is that enough? Oh yeah, that is enough. I could add some blue to that color. I could add a little bit of blue. And you could just work out what color you enjoy. Just mix it up right there on your canvas and see if it works. So I just wanted that deeper color. You can tell if your brush is getting a little dry. Oops, almost got in my tea. And then we're just gonna join these two together. All right, onto my line of my horizon. Yeah. Oof. There we go. And it just blends nice into that purple that I just did. Sometimes, you know, we can't be this close to the colors because, you know, if it was, say, a yellow, some kind of yellow shape and then blue above, you're going to make some green that you don't want. So, but these colors are friends, which I will tell you about friends. They work together. You know, that if they touch each other, I'm just blending in that pink with that purple, and it looks really nice. And I can take that end of that mountain just a little further out. Doesn't have to all matchy.
The hill.
The hill. The hills are alive. Yes, that one. Okay. Aren't they smooth looking? Smooth looking. So we can carry on. We can keep going down with these colors. So this, what is this again, Shay, down here?
The reflection in the water.
Yeah. And so I can do the reflection of this guy. I can keep going with this color. I can, you know, if you want it, we'll just do it this way. And then the next set, we can do this all blue. We can just carry it on. Okay. So if I want to carry this on, I have that purple in my brush. Why would I change? And the reflection.
I'll just put it on the original for one.
Yeah. Can be a little lighter, or, you know, something different. What's going to be different about this? Mine is I'm making it just slightly lighter in tone on the reflection, but then I'm going to add some water lines. Do you see that? In that one, it's like these lovely little glimmers on the water. That's going to change it up. So I've got to make my shape, and it doesn't have to be exact, obviously. I'm just kind of making this sort of curvy, the same as that top hill side. And I'm sticking with Papa Bear because he's got the paint on him anyway. And I can clean up some edges afterwards with my Mama Bear or my Baby Bear. But I'm just, so that's my reflection piece. And what I could do to sort of get this watery glows, I have this nice blue and purple area. I can just do these sort of water wavy lines here to start to bring this reflective feel to things. Yeah. I can add more as we go later. Okay. And then guess what? What's next? This color, that purple, light magenta. So can I make it in with this again? I think I can. I think I can, like the train.
Yeah.
I think I can. I think I can. So that, what do I need in there? I need some white. Okay. On your white. What's going on with your white? I'm going to keep it. And it could be a little lighter, brighter. Let's see. Put this down here. I want to follow that shape, so it's kind of got that warmth. Sometimes I like to think upside down, right? It's a little weird. So I'm doing the same shape. Going in with these colors that like each other. It's all about liking each other on date night, right?
Mhm.
Yes. And yeah, it goes in here. Got a bit of a bump. Bumpity bump, bump, bump. Beautiful. And right along the
And it's
edge.
done.
And it's done. Yeah, really. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That means our rice is done. But we're, no, it means our blue, our magenta.
It's
And
done.
yes. And so here again, I can start to add this, like, can blur it a little bit with my water, right?
So she's got her pop bear turned sideways to make those thin lines.
Mhm.
And then
And
she's just dragging in some white
Yep.
to get a bit of a
Mhm.
watery.
Yes. Here we go.
I'm just going to show the
Yeah.
original for myself,
Mhm.
which has a different water. I kind of like what
Mhm.
Suzanne's got going, but you know
Oh.
what? Either way, there's lines.
Mhm. Yep. Very cool here. Fun. It is fun. I'm going to leave that because what's going to happen in the middle is this is going to be the sky. So I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to wait to the end to do the sky. So now I'm moving on to the blue side.
Right.
Blue
Moving
side.
on.
Moving on. I could do my trees at this time because I do have this color here. I could do my trees on this side. So, but I think we'll just stick with the chunky colors.
Well, yeah,
What do
we
you
can
think?
stick with the blue in case anyone's doing
Yeah.
canvas by canvas.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good, yeah, exactly.
But you can do any order. I mean, if you have a color mixed and it's in different places, some people like to put that color down
Right away.
everywhere
once
they
it's
see
there.
it.
Yeah. On the sketch. So if you feel like doing that, this is the time where you could go do your trees. It's just on the hillside there.
There's
right?
always
Not the red
multiple
trees.
ways to
Mhm.
do a painting.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, we teach these paintings all the time, various paintings. And you know, one time I'll do it one way and the next class I'll do it another way, as we both know, Shay.
That's right. Yeah. So if you want to change your order of things a bit, that is just fun.
Okay, so here we are, and it's coming along. Like you know, it's growing, and I'm quite liking it as that single painting. So for this side, we're doing the blue, dark blue, and it's a blue gray. So it's not just dark blue. And we always like to add white. And why do we like to add white? Is because it adds an opacity to our paint when it sits on the canvas. Like if I were to put this blue straight on, you see it kind of streaky, you know, that the canvas below would come through. When I add white, it kind of adds a barrier to it right away. And to make it blue gray, so you can leave it this color. If you like that color, leave it this color. So that's quite nice. If you want to do a blue gray, you add a bit of black. Okay, that just dulls it down. So, you know, try it pure if you like that, and then you can, you know, change it to blue gray.
I'm just going to show them
yeah,
the original.
Mhm.
So this guy here is a bit of a blue gray. This is also a blue gray. Well, it's quite dark, but blue and black. This one's got more white in it, of course. So that is the colors of the original, just in case you don't have those instructions with you.
Mm-hmm. Now we're trying to show you the mixing of the colors. Just good practice too, and it takes practice, but you know, if you tend to make these huge piles of paint, try and just lessen that area. And you don't need to have big areas of paint. You can do tons of mixing in a small area, okay? And if it's the wrong color and you made this thing, just use a bit of a corner to change it. Don't try and change the whole thing.
We'll go change.
Oh, I know. You know, change is good. But changing everything at the same time, don't bother. Okay, so I'm just scooping down with my thin edge of my
Turning it sideways to get a thin line.
And I'm going around the side. Reminder. Never fails, you do the painting and you've got this one chunk of white that you forgot. So let's try and do that. I'm going down. And my shape, you know, I might take this up just a smidge higher. I think I want to make it just a little bit higher. Make it a little higher. Add like a little bit of a peak on there. Wrapping right around. Step, step, step. So if you want to make this like rocky, more Rocky Mountainish, then gradual, you can do that. You can have these really sharp edges. Okay. I'm just getting rid of that purple line that was there. And I will go back maybe with my, and you go back with your clean, like the mama bear, so you can clean the edges and just, or rough is cool too, right? So we give like a lot of options actually, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's our big piece. Mm-hmm.
As Bob would say, it's your world.
It's your world. You make it up, right? He started, maybe had a little photo in mind, but then it's your painting, right? You make it your cabin area or something. So this next one here is going to have way more black. Okay, so it's blue gray with a lot of black. So again, I'm making this, see, I'm just making this little grouping here. And then you can look at it, preview it. Oh, that's cool. I work with that. I'll work with that. And it's the brush is nice and moist, so it just flows. Look at that, just makes a really nice point there.
So just remember, just dip your brush in the water if it's too dry.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a little tiny bit more paint.
Yeah.
Too.
Getting rid of my purple sketch lines. Oops. And that's like I dropped down, oh, too far. That's okay.
It's okay, she's moving mountains.
Yeah, moving mountains. Again, it's my world. It could be sci-fi.
You can move mountains in your world.
Yep. And then I'm just blending with my color above. It blends nicely. Yep. Right. Stand back, check it out. Is it working for you? Yeah, it's working. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And once I get trees in there, this is a bit strong and bold, but I'm going to put some trees in there and that's going to break that up. So I'm not too concerned about this shape here. It's almost like a little bit of a whale head. Yeah, it's a nice. And then I'm doing my reflection again. Okay, so I'm doing my reflection piece. So I want to reflect that down there and I'm going to make it a little lighter. Okay, so a little lighter. Okay. There we go. So a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit darker, just play with that, just adding a little more black. So let me see the difference of points, matches. It's coming up.
Just going to show the original
Yep.
for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to show you that. Just have a gander for 1 second.
I feel like we should be, making rattling noises with our cup and stuff like that, sometimes on there. Can you rattle your brush in your water cup, or something? Or
Oh, like Bob.
yeah, like Bob.
Are we allowed to talk
Yeah,
about Bob?
that's what I was worried.
So let's
Oh my
not.
God,
We're
you
not.
said it.
We won't.
We didn't say the whole name, so we're okay. And I'm just going to make it a little different so you can see the horizon.
And those nice water lines.
Yeah. Okay,
I like the white water lines that Suzanne's got. The original has, maybe they're not quite as light, but I think the light mimics water a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe your water looks a bit flowy like a river.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want a calmer water, you're going to do a straighter line. If you want a bit of a flow to your water, a bit of a curve.
Yeah.
line.
I remember when, as children, we used to do these waves like that. That's fine. But just think of that. You want more peaks. You don't want to quite do it that way, like too much, but just if you add a few flips, your water is going to be a little more bouillant. I was going to say a little booyah. Booyah. A little noise. Booyah. Here we go. So just want to match that shape above. And around the edge. Okay, so that's that to that. And this, you know, with your reflections, sometimes you can actually extend your reflections. Like if I, you know, I did this one and I could have made that way wider and then this one way wider. So you can take your reflections, you know, how they can really extend themselves. So up to you. That's just an idea. And then we're going to do this guy to match this one. Okay. So here we go. We're going to match that blue over there. Okay. So let's just a lighter, purer blue. So no black. So blue and white. And it could be lighter. Let's see how it looks lighter. Work. Just a little more blue. You can just mix things right on your canvas, which is kind of fun. Maybe you want to keep your, I was kind of going down a little curvy. I want to sort of be more horizontal with my brush strokes so that it reflects that water that's horizontal and calm. Okay. Matching the shapes. And then you know, if I kind of do the painting, you know, I'm sweeping my brush stroke down. Once it's all filled in, then I'm going to go more horizontal with my brush stroke. So first of all, I'm going to get this down. And you can see how if I'm touching this darker color, how it's streaking into my lighter blue. Contaminate it a little bit, and that could be a problem. So remember that could be a problem but it could also make it look more watery. Okay. So I can start to play with that horizontal motion.
And if you're doing two canvases that fit together, you know, just put them together to make sure your mountains and everything are fitting together, that your things are at the right height.
Yeah, like you could be this way. You could be doing two tall ones.
Yes.
You could do two tall ones. You could do two wide ones. And I can make it so that, you know, as we get closer to the front, so it feels like there's a distance thing, my white could be a bit wider so that it looks like, oh, I got a little pink in there, which is no problem. That it actually looks like it's closer to me, right? And I can add a little bit of blue on this side. Okay.
Suzanne likes a little extra color. She likes a little oomph.
I do, little oomph.
You could tell by her shirt. She likes oomph.
Oompa, oompa. And did I get around the edge? Let's see. I don't know if I can do it. But okay. So that's that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
and look at this.
relaxing.
I'm going to just cover my purple. I didn't quite do my purple enough, and I want to cover that. It is relaxing. It's a nice relaxing scene. This painting can hang in a lot of great places. House. Okay. Check out your water for a second. Ooh, does your water look a little nasty? You might want to rinse that out, okay? Because we are going to nice light colored reflection down here. And if your water is really murky and yucky, your sky could look that way.
And how Suzanne's showing you how to clean the brush.
Yes, so you tap it down, you can smack it down, do a smack down in your water. But yeah, otherwise, if you just fluff it, you know, you're fluffing it, the paint is not going to come off. Okay, so you have to really
Bump the bottom.
Bump the bottom. Oh yeah, I like that. That could be like a new bump.
Bump it. That's like a disco song.
Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm just cleaning it off. I am not going to run and clean my water out.
I wonder if there might be people watching that have never heard of disco.
Disco? Oh my God. Who hasn't heard of disco? Everybody knows disco. Doesn't matter how old you are. Yeah. I'm just going to say, you know, disco. Okay. If you don't, you look it up on your phone. You say, hey Siri, hey
play me some disco.
Alexis. Who else is there? What other names are there? Okay, so my sky, I can add just a bit.
Google.
Hey Google.
Jeeves.
Yep. Oh, there's some barking going on in the background. Some light barking if you want. Soothing, relaxing barking music. Okay, so I'm just doing that light blue sky down below. That's my reflection, okay? And I want to cover up, I had that sketch. Remember, I didn't quite like my shape of my mountain, so I need a little more white and to cover up that purple. Okay, and I'm going horizontal again with my water, because this is water. So I want it to kind of flow through.
I'm just going to show the original for 1 second.
Yeah.
It's just mimicking the sky a little, like it's, see how the sky's, in this one is a bit darker to lighter. Same in this. Whatever you've done your sky may look different. You're just kind of mimicking that sky. So Suzanne's just kind of mimicking her sky. Obviously,
Mhm.
it can be different because it's going to be distorted from the water.
Yeah.
But
And you know how some reflections, though, when you see them, it's the water's so calm, it's like a perfect
yeah,
picture below. So I can streak that through a little bit here and there. I could just kind of bring that, and then it said, oh, okay, that's water. That's water cap. Okay. So I can just streak things through. All right. A little bit across. Oh, I don't mind that. Does that look all right on the screen there?
yeah.
Okay. And I can add, so the sky is a little bit deeper blue up there. So I could add a little bit of a darker blue right at the bottom here. You know, maybe it's just a little darker blue. You can just check your painting palette and
You do the bottom.
doing the bottom, doing the bottom. Yeah. If you're on the table, you know, it's right towards you, so that's easy. But if you're doing the sides, just rotate your canvas like you're painting here and you're like, oh, rotate it, do the sides. So just rotate, rotate and paint, rotate and paint. Okay, and there we go. Ooh.
I'm just going to show this guy for
Water.
1 second here.
Mhm. Yeah. Next part, we're going to do our birds, our beautiful birds. Actually, we're not doing our beautiful birds. Look at our birds for a minute, because we need to do our trees. Oh my goodness, our trees. And to start our trees, we need our baby brush, our baby bear. Okay. So grab your baby bears, and we want to make that, let's make that pink first, and then we'll go darker, right? Okay, so the soft, this magenta color, we're going to do a few trees in that color, then we're going to go to red, and then we're going to go to blue and black, and then we're doing reflective trees. Okay. The great thing about us to record this is you can pause, keep pausing it, looking at what we're talking about, paint it, hit play, reverse. So I'm just matching that color of my mountain, right? There was a little white, a little red, a little purple, and it's still on my plate. So you can kind of revive some of the color with water, but also I want to add some, but obviously I don't need too much this paint because these trees are pretty tiny. So I think of them as tall triangles, these side dashes here. Very tiny little, she's got to get in close. Little tiny trees. Okay. Cute little trees. So think of triangles, very tiny, using the sharp edge of your brush. I'm doing like 3 here.
Suzanne's using baby. And she is just kind of marking out the trees with a line.
Yeah.
And then doing a little scribble over top. It's not highly realistic. The trees are very far away. So they're just kind of a,
Yeah, I'm just, and you know, none of them match side to side like nature. They don't match up. Their branches, one is, you know. And I like that scratchy look to it.
and you want to change the, make some taller and some shorter.
Yeah. And then this side, the next ones, they're not purple, they're not blue, they're red. But I might add a little white. Okay, just a bit of white.
Tell us about red. Because it's very translucent.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And so I'm adding just a smidge of white. I don't know if it's going to help me too much. And you can do 2 layers of the red. Baby brush, baby bear, baby brush.
Sometimes reds need 2 layers because
Yeah. They fall in.
it's a translucent color. And
it works okay on this magenta, for instance, you know, the background.
Yeah.
Because they're of, again, the same family. But if I was putting this on black, it would just kind of sink right in. I'd almost put a white tree or a pink tree in the background and then do a second layer. If I was doing it on black, say. Like an underlay, we call it. Underlay.
And you'll notice that Suzanne is doing odd numbers. A lot of artists, when they put things like trees, will do an odd number.
So
You
the
don't
odd
have
number
to.
wasn't 2, but this is like, there's 5 of those guys, and
Yeah.
then there's gonna be 5 of
5 of
these
the others.
friends, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, somehow
start-
you'll just notice that in a lot of paintings. Pardon my wobbly hand.
now that we've pointed it out to you, just have a look at things. And don't call us on it if you keep seeing everything even.
I mean, if you wanted to represent your family of 4 with 4 trees, that is just fine.
Yeah, I
You
like
don't
that idea too. Yeah.
Some people like to represent.
Or you as a couple, I don't know, maybe you want to have like these 2 really big tall trees and then just, you know, the smaller.
Maybe a couple with, you know, all their pets.
Yes, yes. You know, through the years, and if you read any reviews of art shows, there's all kinds of imagery that you don't even know the symbolism of a lot of it. You just appreciate, you go, oh wow, that's great. But actually there's a lot of story and to paintings, to art that you see, and it's nice to know some backstory and put one in your painting. Like, what's the story? You could, like, we're just telling you some ideas or giving you some ideas about, it could be your family you're thinking about. You used to hike a lot, or you hike a lot, and you want to represent your family in these trees that we're seeing. Okay. Now, some of these, like I've noticed, say on the original shade, if we looked at it, they're a bit darker, and that could have had some purple in there. Like, we could add a little bit of purple maybe in that red. Mine is lighter. You know,
Yeah.
I could do
You
that.
could add purple.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Or could
add
be
black.
thick-
I
could be
would add
thicker paint.
Yeah,
too.
could be. But you see, it's a bit deeper than what I have on there. Like, maybe I'll just do that. First, I'll do my reflection. So remember, this is the reflection down here. And reflections are fun is because they could have movement. So if I'm going here, I can just make this movement. Like, I can just quickly, like, there's my base of that tree number 2, and I can just kind of shake it up. And that's my reflection of those
Shake it up.
trees. Shake it up, shake it up. So I'm just adding it. And I'm going down, it's on the purple. And I just shake it. It could be a more watery paint when you do it this way. But this, again, translucent red is easy to move around. You know, you want to be able to move your paint around quickly. And just, you know, just barely touching the canvas with just a bit of paint. And I'm just creating some reflection. Okay. And there could be a little bit of red, maybe a little further down, you know, just thinking about that. But if I added a little bit of that purple, the deep purple, and I added some to these trees. You could do that too if you wanted to add some depth. Just maybe to one side where it's more shadowy. That's a possibility. Or the second layer of red. I'll just add some purple to this one side of the tree. It's like shadow, like think of where your light source is. Yeah. You can add a bit to this sides. Okay. We're doing our slate blue trees over here. So again, we want to match. Actually, it's
I'll
deeper.
show the original.
It's actually deeper. It's a little black, yeah. It's not the same color. It's deeper than that one. Or
Yeah,
more
and
black.
up to you if you wanted to
Match like the
make
other
it a
tree
bit
like that.
lighter. Yeah, personal choice there.
Yeah.
All right.
And again, a lot of 5, 5, 5. So make it slope down. It could even go, oh, I might make that a little darker. So you start putting that paint down on there, you go, oh, it's not dark enough or it's too light. Just change it right there on your canvas.
I feel like this is the high 5 painting. I mean, it's definitely high 5.
High 5.
Just saying.
Okay. She's just saying, everybody. So this guy, it could be right, it could be on the edge of the mountain, or I could put them inside, or they could angle. Some could be on the mountainside, and some could be just, my brush is very like dry, and I'm just adding these tree edges coming. So this guy could be falling down. Right? I'm just kind of scribbling around until I feel like I've got a tree shape. It's a dry brush.
Are you doing 7?
Yeah, I'll do 7.
I feel like Suzanne's doing 7 just
Yeah.
because I wanted it to be the high 5. She likes to be cheeky.
4, 5.
Those are great. I mean, just a little cluster of trees there growing on the edge, which is, you know, quite natural looking.
Again, dried brush. I'm just using the bristles to create these really nice branches. And like a little tiny guy right in the middle, maybe. Yeah. Okay. There they are.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll show the next.
Okay.
Pardon my.
Yep. So
So
darker.
there's some darker ones. Again, do the number that you like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here she comes. So there was like a cluster, see, and I've got a big blob here on my brush, and I just take that off. I don't want that much paint, so you can scrape it on the edge here. Oh, there's,
Whoa,
there we go.
Blobby.
Yeah. So these are bigger, okay?
They're bigger, they're closer to the viewer. Yeah. And actually, in a photo, you'll notice like on the left, the ones further away are usually smaller and duller, and the ones closer are bigger and brighter. So just keep that in mind. If you're doing things that are far away, they're generally smaller and duller, and closer to you is bigger and brighter.
Like us, we're bigger and brighter right here next to you. So I'm going to show you like this tree kind of got a little blobby. It's a little, it got filled in a little bit more than I want, and we're going to show you how to break that, get the color. Break the blob. Yeah, that's what we call it, break the blob. So we've got 3 going on there. I can do these taller ones here. And again, do you see I'm just, and the more I'm doing more horizontal, I'm gonna add a little more horizontal rather than down, down, down. I like the horizontal. And a lot of trees, you start looking, you know, they tend to be more horizontal. They're not kind of falling so much.
Yeah.
Right. She and I are always looking, oh, look at that tree. Okay, yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's all different kinds of evergreens, so you can get away with a bit of a different shape for sure. But I do find a lot of them are.
And you can make a bent tree, like these are all tall, like, you know, you can kind of make a sort of leaning thing.
Leaning Tower of Treza.
Oh, she's so good at this, I'm telling you. You know, here we go. So this guy could be like, there could be a wind thing, a factor going on. Right. Yep. And maybe a little lower one. What are we thinking? A little lower than that? Yeah, let's do a little bit lower over here. This guy's leaning too. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel the wind. Do you feel the wind, Shay? I feel the wind blowing. Yeah, I do. Here we go.
Yeah, I hear some rustling.
So, yeah, I feel rustling. Yeah. Yeah, we can make it work. We'll make this thing work. And then maybe just a little guy there. Little friend. Little happy guy.
Oh, that is adorbs.
Oh, adorbs, adorbs. So what happens if you kind of made it so you've lost some of your in-between branches? You know, I'm just gonna, what we call sky holes or whatever. You know, we want to take the color that's behind there, and then we just interject some of that in between, and then we open it up. Is that showing?
If it got a little too thick.
Yeah, a little too heavy in the black, I can just open up my branches. Oops. By adding the similar color from behind. So I can just add that in there. It just opens it up.
So yeah, if your tree got too blobby, you can go back in with that background color and just break it up a little.
And then we are going to make those. Again, I'm going to water down my blue gray. I'm going to water that down. And I want to just make some of those reflection trees, maybe from that side. So, now the original doesn't really reflect that one too much. I'm going to do these ones first. And sometimes you could leave this. So see how I'm just doing this watery.
Just the wiggly.
Yeah. You know,
you can't really go too wrong. You know, you're just wiggling in some reflection there.
Yeah. Oops. Making more rustling noises here. And then we want to make our leaning, it kind of leans that way, you know?
The Leaning Towers
Yeah.
of Teresa.
Teresa, she's good, you know? So we can just have that kind of leaning in there. Now, those ones were really reflected in the original. Like you could do that, you know, the little reflection of these trees, and I can make it super light. Like, let's try it, you know, just as a, could we just here?
Oh, wow. Suzanne's getting detailed.
Well, not really.
That's some detail.
Okay. Did I count them all? But that, you know, you could do that. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. And what did we do last, which is super fun, is our
Lovebirds?
lovebirds in the sky. What shapes are these? So we're doing our birds. So they're like wide apart M's.
They're like the ones you did in school. If anyone drew birds in school.
Yeah,
It's like
I mean, it was like,
if the bird is just in flight, it's a little more of a V.
Mhm.
You know, if he's about to, so we got some M's and V's.
Like he's about to push down that wind right there, this guy. He's
Yeah.
just taking a big breath.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
just have M's and V's with your baby
Mhm.
brush.
And these on this side are a little more purpley blue, and these are more of that
Right.
blue-gray.
And this painting is done that way because it can be done with two tall canvases put together.
Yeah.
Or wide, but
And this could become more of a heart shape if you want to or not. Right.
just if you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
One larger one as a couple,
So,
but you can also do it just as a single painting.
and you can see how this works very well. Like you could both be doing the same painting together, and you know,
Exactly.
or you don't have to piece it together. So I'm just gonna, you know, do my little sharp edge, right?
We get some couples that come in that either they put it on Instagram and have people guess who did which, or they have people vote whose is better.
Yeah.
Depending how
Yeah.
competitive. And of course, you know what? You don't have to do this as a couple. You can just do it as a single artiste.
Right. So I just.
So she's got those purpley ones on the left. And she's doing some of these more blue ones. Or is it blue gray kind
Yeah.
of on the right?
Yeah. My brush
They're
is
just kind of M's and V's. And I mean, if any of you doodled in school, you may have put that type of bird in your drawing.
Or now you remember. You're like, I remember doing those birds. These are big birds.
Yeah.
Quite big.
And
then
if
you
they're
can
bigger,
just-
they're just closer to you.
Yeah.
Bigger and brighter.
Yeah, and I could just do these reflections down the water. I'm just kind of very lightly kind of scraping them out. Yeah. And I'm just winging it.
Yeah. Now you're flying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm winging it. I love it.
She's
I gotta
winging
get her. I
like
barely
it.
ever get those
That was
ones,
a
and it
good
just
one.
came. It just
love
came,
it.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, how does the reflection go? And you could do like a teasy, like you could have something going on in this reflection that's not on the top. You could have like a little
Ooh.
trick thing.
Oh, a trick.
Yeah, a trick. So think about that. Like, how would you do that trick? Okay. So, yeah. There we go. So
That
it just
is
it is quite
awesome.
lovely, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm happy
Very
with that.
cool.
And, you know, I saw, like, I just looked over at the original and I'm like, oh, there was like a little bit of a pinky kind of, you know, you could take
Between
your,
the lake and
yeah, on the
hill.
horizon. Mhm. So you can just,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, add some,
I like that. Maybe
Bit
do
of-
that on the other side
yeah, okay,
with some
blue, purple.
Yeah, it kind of gives a little bit of a differentiation. Whoa.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
Between the hill and the lake
Yes,
or
the hill and the dale.
river or
Yeah.
water body.
Yeah, it could be somewhere,
That is
an
awesome.
island in, you know, BC or something like that, right? Those
Very
inlets.
beautiful. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and
And are those Canadian geese then?
yeah, I
Or
think they are.
seagulls?
I think they are.
Geese.
Yeah, geese. Could be eagles. No, they don't travel in packs. So
Eagles.
yeah. And then you want to do your signature. So, you know, do your
Or both.
signature. Both.
Well,
You
I'm
could do
just
your
saying.
signature in the sky. Like that could be your little, you know, your little surprise, your surprise.
You can do a heart.
Yeah, I could do I could do like a little heart.
Suzanne always puts the year. You put the year?
No, I'm just
Oh,
doing
you're
heart.
not?
I'm not. Nope.
You're doing a heart.
And my initials. Okay. There.
Excellent. Now, painters, if you wanted to let it dry and sign with a Sharpie, that's totally fine.
Like a big red.
Oh, Suzanne's doing a red heart. She's feeling
Yeah.
the love.
It's very strange looking heart. But
That's
anyway,
that's. I think that's the love boat coming
Yeah.
in from the center.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay,
That
so
is
those are
awesome.
painting today, I think. Hey.
Excellent.
Yeah. And if you want to go back and add a few more clouds in there, if you want to clean up the edges or just leave as is, that's enough. But feel free to, you know, put those caps back on your paint, and tomorrow maybe you look at this and you go, oh, I want to, you know, do a little bit more. Go for it.
Yeah.
But we've enjoyed this afternoon.
Thank you.
You enjoyed this evening or this afternoon or whatever time it is for you.
Feel free to follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
We're at Vingo, VINGOGH, at YYC.
Okay. We can't do like
No, wait,
YYC.
Suzanne, I feel
Is that
like-
it? Is that a C or is that a C?
I don't know.
YYC.
Turn around so we can see your
Oh,
smiling
me.
face,
Hi.
Artie.
Yeah. See you later.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great day.
Have a great
and
day.
Keep painting.